Well, lucky me, I bought a Lincoln Town car. This car is actually really, really nice. Unfortunately, I didn't realize that this platform, the Grand Marquis, the Crown Vics, and Lincolns, actually, I take that back. A lot of Ford products have blend door actuators that go bad. And me having a knack for buying these cars that kind of have half-year things go on with them. I guess the early ones up to like early 98, the actuators would strip the gears in the actuator itself and they wouldn't work, and you lose. What that blend door does is it turns your heat on or your AC. It just blocks off the cold air, blocks off the hot air. It's a door that spins inside the vent box. Well, in 98, they fixed the strip and gear problems and they made a real strong actuator. Well, what it does is it breaks the blend doors inside the heater boxes. Ford engineering is so fantastic. This Lincoln is a 98. It has 81,000 miles on it. Runs great. It's comfortable. It's nice. I like it. I had the airbag out yesterday, the glove box, the radio, the duct. I got to the actuator. What had happened with mine is the actuator actually broke the blend door inside the box. I popped the actuator up as much as you really can't get at it without taking the whole dash apart. But I was able to take a few screws out, lift it up. I know it wasn't working anyway. I'm not worried about breaking anything. It broke the arm coming off the actuator when I did that. And the sleeve that it slides into for the blend door actually slid down, dropped into into the air vent. It's in the vent now. I was able to shine a light through the little like half-inch hole and get a finger in there and feel around. And the door for the blend door, which is supposed to be hinged at the bottom of that pivot point, is actually laying back into the air box. So there's no hope. I was hoping I could get on something and try to twist it by hand. $280 from Ford. They sell the whole air box. I actually have another door under there. It's the inside outside air vent behind the blower door. That is broken as well because that actuator failed. They skipped their points. They're supposed to rotate like 90 degrees back and forth. Well, they jumped their connections inside the electrical connection, and mine was actually spinning. Mine was spinning clockwise constantly, and the blend door just stuck on heat, and now it's warm out. It's in the 80s now. I like my AC, so I'm gonna try doing a video on it, bits and pieces. It's, from everything I read, you got to drop the steering column, you've got to pull the dash out, and I heard it's like a 5-hour job. I'm not scared. Whatever, it took me, the hardest part was just popping the airbag loose to push it out, but everything else, I just put it all back together in like 30 minutes. Everything that I had apart. So, I mean, it comes apart. It's just and I think what I'm going to do is probably, instead of putting an actuator back on that's going to break again, definition of insanity is doing the same thing over, looking for different results. Why would I put something back in that could potentially break in like 3 months? I think I'm going to do the old choke cable hack, where you can attach a choke cable to the top of the blend door box and turn it manually. You don't even need an actuator. It's not the prettiest thing to look at in your interior. People mount them over here next to the glove box. We'll figure something out. It's not, it's not that pretty, but hey, I mean, it's low mileage, 98, but it is 98. I put 30,000 miles on my cars a year, so in a few years it's going to be pretty rough. Anyway, Yeah, I get long-winded, so that's next. Never ends. My neighbors laugh at me because they come by and they see my car is torn apart. Like, what are you doing now? So it's always something. But you know what? Some people pay $350 a month on a car payment. I don't. I pick these cars up cheap, wrench on them. And I love wrenching on cars, and yeah, I drive them, park them. Look at this beauty. I mean, the car is in great shape. Underneath is unbelievable. I popped the wheel off, did the brakes. I mean, the front suspension the frame is just, it's like factory black paint. Not even scuffed, not even dirty. This thing is clean. Old people. Later.